What is up, everyone? I am Lovenji Gaming, and I am once again back. We are here with episode 3 of Dark Colony, and we are flying through them, aren't we? It's going to get harder from here, though, and the missions are going to get longer. I haven't decided how I'm going to deal with the slower missions. Maybe you'll listen to me rant. Maybe you'll be thinking, oh, I hope not. I hope he shuts up. We'll figure it out either way. Anyway, we're going to be building a base, and this time we're going to be taking out a base. Can we do it with our new ally? Let's find out and get this underway.
Allied intervention.
An Erogen exploration team has discovered an area rich in Petra-7, located in New Vladivostok. They have also discovered that the area is infested with aliens. We have offered to help deal with the situation, and in return they will allow us equal mining rights within this sector. Because of your recent success in dealing with the aliens, Commander, we have decided to send you to supervise this war effort. Help protect Erogen and destroy the alien hive. Hello everyone, here we are. So we are, well, here we are here. We're here for level 3, the human campaign, which is called Allied Intervention, as you can tell from the text screen. And it's going to feature us protecting this light blue army, known as Erogen. They require our protection as per the story text. It is, in my experience, they don't get attacked too hard. You do want to sort of tech up quickly. This map is also going to introduce turrets, which you saw shoot there, and also the scout class unit, with the scout class unit being what we would call a flyer. So this is the first mission where the enemy actually has a base. Now, you can see those turrets. They can do a perfectly good job of dealing with scouts. You'll find that a very common, and this is sort of the game teaching it to you, you can see it there, you need to put a turret near your exploiter, because although the scouts deal very little damage, they can certainly kill an unprotected exploiter and take away one of your sort of P7 miney bits. So, when I was learning this level, I say learning this level, I only played it once, and that was the clear that you see here. I was curious whether sort of Erogen were going to be very heavily under attack. And you'll find they don't contribute terribly much to you. They do get attacked, they have a couple of infantry, and they will sort of move out on the map. I'm instantly getting upgrades here. One of the reasons that you use infantry in your army, at least in this point, is the sort of the weakness, if you can call it that, of the heavy assault class units, is that they can't shoot up. So they can't actually take down flying units or anything like that. So enough scout class units firing at heavy assault units will eventually take them out. The amount of armor that they have does mean that they can sort of ignore them, especially when they're in low numbers. You can kind of just ignore those units and do nothing. But I find it better to have a slightly more balanced army anyway, just because killing those helps. And the Ava doesn't get distracted so much. The AI is pretty okay at controlling its air units, and I say pretty okay as opposed to okay or good, because the AI will withdraw its air units away from infantry. It will move its air units to spots that don't have anti-air and try to pick away. It will find those spots and actually attack. But it seems to endlessly fly itself into anti-air turrets, which is the thing that stops it being good. If you've got turrets set up, you can guarantee that they'll be killing air units all game, because for some reason the AI just doesn't ignore them. I wish I could tell you what the impact of upgrades are. I genuinely don't know. I know that they do increase your attack and your defense, and that they are worth getting. I don't know how worth getting they are, versus just buying more units. So one of our communication dishes is getting a little bit of a pounding, which works out nicely for us, because the AI is not too good at retargeting once it's found a target. You can see that those size are just so fixated on killing that communications tower instead of any of the units that are shooting at them. I do have to make one slight correction as well, and I do apologise. I was calling them Psy Hunters, they're Psy Demons. Minor thing, but I know that there will be people, particularly people who've very passionate about this game, that won't like me spreading misinformation. So I do apologise for that as well. We're going to be looking to get another exploiter reasonably soon, because just to get that extra income, we can't. Although we have turrets around our base, we can't build them quite yet. But we do need the income to get the upgraded robotics factory. There will be quite a few of these moments where I will, and as the game goes on and the missions get longer, I will run out of things to talk about, and you'll have some nice quiet segments of just gameplay. I haven't quite figured out how to deal with those yet at the moment. I'm going to try and ramble over them. I find that's always the difficulty of these old real-time strategy games, is these particularly if you're let's playing them and not speedrunning them, they can drag on a little bit. And you never notice, or at least I never notice, until I reach sort of the end of the recording, where I'm like, oh my goodness, I spent X amount of hours playing this game. I just sink right in, I lose myself, and I just have a great time playing strategy games. And before I know it, a few hours have passed. So this was my experience. This mission was sold as a protect your ally mission, but I find that the enemy comes after you in number way more often. And they do come after you, you know, this is quite a sizable attack. Fortunately, we've been producing, so it doesn't matter too much. But, you know, this is a sizable attack that will eventually kill you. I mean, buildings are so robust that it will take forever, and you'll see as we actually go and attack the Taar, just how sort of how slow buildings actually do go down. Now we have access to the Firestorm. Firestorm is the turret tier unit for the humans. You move them, so you build them like a unit. That's the first thing you do. You move them to a location, and they move unbelievably slowly. And I mean unbelievably slowly. If you want a trick on how to sort of click on air units to give kill orders, you click on the shadow. If you put your cursor on the shadow, you'll find that it will change to an attack. There are some shooting sounds going on, which sort of warned me that there is a little bit of danger. But I couldn't find where initially. And then it ended up being up here. Turns out our allies are actually trying to have a little bit of a push of their own, which I thought was cute. So that was me discovering how to deploy the turrets. The enter hotkey, or just clicking that button that you saw, will deploy the turret. Once the turret's deployed, as far as I'm aware, it is stuck like that. So you must choose your deploying carefully. But turrets are exceptionally robust. They can take a huge pounding. So you only need a couple to hold down particular choke points, and that will be a sort of common theme as I play on. I might use 1 or 2 turrets in most spots. I find the most common configuration, at least in the single player, is that configuration that we were taught, which is just the exploiter plus turret. Stops scouts killing the exploiter, and it can even deal with like a couple of greys as well should they show up on your eco line. And if nothing else, it slows the enemy right down for your army to get into position as well. The robust nature of the turrets is kind of important, although they will be outranged by the artillery class units and the sniper class units. Those are the 2 types of units that can deal with turrets reasonably nice. Of course, we have access to neither of those right now, so our options are to get really funky and really aggressive and just start killing. We're going to be killing plenty here. Slowly trying to push up, find the alien base. Here, this little glowy thing, this is what an alien exploiter looks like. Of course, for the aliens, or the Taar, it's not called an exploiter. If I remember correctly, it's... I can't even remember what it's called. You'd think I'd know. I can't. A xenowart. No, the xenowart is the turret. I don't know. I do not know. I do apologise. You'd think I would know, but unfortunately I don't. It's an exploiter for the humans, and... Oh, that's going to annoy me. Annoy me. What's it called? Sorry, I'm losing myself in my own sort of lack of knowledge, and I do apologise. So the Taar base is up here, as far as I remember. It kind of clearly signposts where they are. Brozar! The Taar exploiter is called a Brozar. There you go. I'm sorry. You'd think this would be a professional recording, but it's really not. You can watch enemy units, so what I've found is when they do have a base, whereas previously you were seeing units being sorted in, when they do have a base, they are using the base. Like, they're looking for an economy. In fact, a lot of the victories come from finding the enemy's economic points and just out-ecoing them, so taking out their brozars, their exploiters, and just pushing in that way. That's how you get a lot of the victories, or how I get a lot of the victories throughout this playthrough. But because the AI uses the base, and you saw a siding being produced there as well, because the AI actually utilises its bases, you can see where they come from, because you can follow the path. You can see the directions that the units are actually moving out to attack you in, and you can follow it back. I'm not entirely convinced, for reasons that will become more apparent in the later levels. I'm not entirely sure if the AI exclusively uses its base, or if it does get some spawned-in units. But I know at the very least it is affected by economy, and it is affected by a need to produce from its base. There are some situations where I'm like, where did you get this from? Where did this appear from? But that could just be because of the fog of war. You can't watch the AI at every second, so you can't just see if, you know, a couple of artillery tier units just appear out of nowhere, or if they're actually trained. I mean, you can see this base. This base is covered in blood, and it's just taking an absolute pounding. You know, it's got this many units surrounding it, taking it down. We've actually got the side demons launching a bit of a counter-attack there, taking out units because they're busy focusing on the base. Bases really, really don't want to go down here. They're quite hard to take care of. I'm getting quite annoyed at the mouse cursor because I can see that flickering as well. I know I keep bringing it up and you're probably thinking, Lovenji, just shut up about the flickering. I do fix it eventually, I swear. I do eventually fix the flickering cursor. But I'd gotten so... I think I got about 7 levels into recording, and this was quite a difficult game to get to capture. I do fix it eventually. I know it's fixed for at least all of the Taar campaign and some of the human campaign. But there's very little to do in this point now except just clean up, you know, finish off the Taar, destroy their base. Some of these missions will very specifically say destroy the base, some of these missions will say kill everything. I think more often than not they're actually quite good about it because the Taar like to have flying units all over the place. So that was a reinforcement, but that was a called in reinforcement. We just saw 4 flyers getting drop shipped off, annoyingly. And they're going to go straight... This was me learning that you can't pack up a firestorm. So I just need to build another one. But unfortunately, it's probably going to come at the cost of my exploiters. Was what I was learning there. Annoyingly, the AI does rebuild its base if it's got the economy too. This is me being like, what is going on? I just destroyed that. It just took me 5 minutes to destroy and now it's back. Destroying bases is my least favourite bit about this game. I love all the unit deaths, and I will call your attention to that for future levels, especially during quiet bits where you're not listening to me ramble on. You actually watch the units and watch how they die, you know, their heads explode or they get cut in half. The death animations for these units are really, really detailed and really quite graphic for a game this old. It's really cool. At least I thought so. Eventually I learned if you destroy the thing on the far left, which is a mind hive, I think it's called, they won't build other buildings. But it takes me a little bit of time to learn that. Do eventually get the defenses up around these exploiters. We're working out of a 3 exploiter economy, I believe. It's 2 or 3. Definitely going to be at least 3 now. And I'm just making sure I expand to the open bounce. We don't need it. We've quite clearly won. But it's just something to finish. So this mission has all but been finished up. I'm Lovenji Gaming. I'm going to shut up, let you enjoy the outro as always. And I'll see you again for mission 4. There are 15 human missions and 15 Taar missions. So we will be here for a good 30 missions together. Take care of yourselves. Bye for now. Mission 3 done. You're sort of starting to see how the game is playing out now. You expand, you build turrets next to your expansion, and you move large quantities of units into large quantities of the enemy's units. Doesn't mean it's any less fun, though. I absolutely love those unit death animations. They're some of my favourite in any strategy game across all of the ones that I've played. I am listening to recommendations, so always feel free to fire them at me. I know I just said 3 because I read the number 3 at the same time because I'm organising stuff. But mistakes and all, I love each and every one of you. Thank you for joining the channel. Thank you for sticking with me. Share, leave comments, let me know what you think. Let me know how to improve. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.